Have you ever felt like life is just a constant race against the clock? Waking up, rushing to work, eating quickly, and then collapsing into bed, only to do it all over again. It's a feeling we all know too well. But what if one day the clock just stopped? Let's travel to a small, quiet town, a place that looks like it could be from a storybook. In the very heart of this town, right in the middle of the main square, stood an old, magnificent clock tower. This wasn't just any clock. It was the town's heartbeat. Its chimes were the soundtrack to their lives. The first chime in the morning was the signal to wake up, to start the day's hustle. The noon chime meant a quick lunch, and the evening bells sent everyone hurrying home. The clock dictated the rhythm of everything and everyone. Life was efficient, productive, but also frantic. People moved like a blur, their faces often etched with worry about being late. But then, one ordinary Tuesday morning, the extraordinary happened. The clock stopped, just like that. Its grand, ornate hands froze at 7:15 a.m. The familiar, comforting tick-tock that had been the town's pulse for generations fell silent. A strange quiet descended upon the square. People on their way to work stopped in their tracks, looking up at the silent giant, their faces a mixture of confusion and disbelief. How would they know when to go to work, when to have lunch, when to close their shops? A wave of unease washed over the crowd. But as the minutes, or what they thought were minutes, stretched on, something else began to happen. The initial panic slowly faded, replaced by a strange sense of calm. The usual morning rush was gone. The frantic energy that always filled the air had evaporated. For the first time in a very long time, the town was truly quiet, and in that quiet, new sounds emerged. The birds, usually drowned out by the morning commotion, seemed to sing their songs more loudly and for longer. The laughter of children playing in the street, usually a fleeting sound, echoed through the square, full and joyous. People started to look at each other, really look, not just glance as they rushed past. Among the crowd was a young boy named Oliver, known for his insatiable curiosity. While the adults were busy worrying and discussing what to do, Oliver walked right up to the base of the clock tower. He pressed his ear against the cold, weathered stone and listened. In the profound silence, he felt a faint, almost magical hum. He whispered, his voice barely audible, "Why did you stop? Everyone needs you." To his utter astonishment, a soft, wise voice, like the gentle rustling of old pages, seemed to answer right inside his mind. Because everyone forgot, the voice said they forgot how to slow down. They listen to my ticks, but they no longer hear their own hearts. Oliver understood. He stepped back and sat down on a nearby bench, just watching, and what he saw was a town transformed. Without the pressure of time, people began to connect. The baker, who usually sold out his bread in a morning frenzy, started handing out fresh loaves to his neighbors just to chat. To friends, who normally only had time for a quick wave, sat on a bench, listening intently to each other's stories. People lingered in the cafes, savoring their coffee instead of gulping it down. They noticed the beautiful patterns the sunlight made on the cobblestones. They smiled genuine, unhurried smiles. The whole town seemed to take a collective, deep breath. The sun arched gracefully across the sky, its journey no longer measured by anxious glances at the clock, but by the shifting shadows and the changing light. It was a day lived by the sun, by hunger, by conversation, not by minutes and hours. As evening approached and the sky turned a beautiful shade of orange and purple, Oliver went back to the clock tower. He looked up at its still face and said with a smile, "I think we remember now. Thank you." A warm, gentle feeling spread from the clock tower, a feeling of a quiet, contented smile. And then, with a soft click, the great hands began to move again. A deep, resonant tick-tock filled the air, but it sounded different now, not like a demand, but like a gentle reminder. From that day on, the clock kept time for the town, but the townspeople kept their own time in their hearts. They learned that the most precious moments in life aren't the ones you race through, but the ones you allow yourself to truly live in. So maybe, just maybe, we all have a little clock in our own town square telling us to hurry. And maybe we need to let it stop every once in a while to remember what it feels like to just be. Thanks for watching, and if this story resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.